Error. Error. Error.
People of Earth, we are Dan
and Phil,
and for the next hour we present some of the biggest stars on the internet. What? This is serious. To take control of your radio.
Streamed entirely in video on the Radio 1 website, this is the Internet Takeover. Tiesto, Red Lights, and before that M83, and you're now listening to and watching the Internet Takeover with Dan and Phil.
BBC
Radio
1.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So the two guys that you are now listening to are more popularly known as on the internet Dan Is Not On Fire and Amazing Phil. But we have been here on Radio 1 for the last year and a half on Sunday nights. But now, this Monday at 9 p.m. is our new slot. Very exciting times. I hear you all asking, what is the Internet Takeover? Well, Radio 1, in what can only be described as a fit of madness, have some reason agreed to let the biggest stars from the internet do whatever they want for an hour on the radio on a Monday night. And this show will give you an opportunity to find out who those guys are, what they do, and even what kind of music they like. It should be very interesting. But this all kicks off with me and Phil, who will be doing a live show on the first Monday of every month.
So if you're an internet stalker, this will be the best day of your week.
Yes.
If not, hopefully you'll see why these people are so popular. And just like our last show, you can watch the whole thing on the Radio 1 website. That's bbc.co.uk/Radio 1.
On this show that we've got for you tonight, we are doing internet news, which we couldn't leave behind on Sundays, where we will tell you all of the strangest news stories that have happened around the world in the week, Intensifies, which are going to be our way of getting to know the YouTubers, and a challenge that Phil has created coming up later.
We'll keep that a mystery for now. But if you want to get in touch with the show, you can text us on 81199 or tweet us at BBCR1. But now, for the first song chosen by me, it's Arcade Fire with Ready to Start. Arcade Fire, Ready to Start, and you are now listening to Dan and Phil on Monday night.
So, how does this slot feel, Phil? Differently?
Well, it's
physically, emotionally?
It's 9 p.m, so I could get my nipple out if I wanted to.
Please don't expose yourself.
Okay.
Does that apply to radio, the 9 p.m. rule?
I'm not sure.
Let's not try that, or we could get fired 15 minutes into our first show on a Monday.
Okay, I won't say the worst swear word, which was in the next link.
Okay. we didn't do that, but how are you otherwise?
I'm mildly delirious, actually. An opera singer has moved in next door, and she's decided to practice at 6 a.m. Just 6 a.m.
Is that what that noise was?
Yeah.
That I heard?
It's through my wall.
An opera singer?
An opera singer. So I'm just trying to get to sleep or trying to wake up, and I'm just hearing like mild opera singing. And it's because I'm quite a deep sleeper as well. It's just infiltrating my dreams, and I'm having really dramatic dreams.
A mundane picnic dream, and then there's just like in the background. Wow.
Yeah.
That's like a Pol Pot's rooster or something. Why would they do that at 6 a.m.?
I mean,
that's just being a bad neighbour, isn't it? Like when me and my little brother used to have a drum kit, we'd do it at sensible times that wouldn't make people call the council on my family. But you don't practice opera at 6 a.m. That's just cruel.
I think next time I'm either going to scream through the wall or I'm just going to join in with my baritone voice. Do you want to hear it?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Oh.
Yeah, Britain's Got Talent next year, Phil. You should go for it.
I'll be in there. But now, I think as we've got a brand new audience...
We do.
We should sample them.
Oh, okay, yeah. Good idea.
So I want you to tell us if you've got any weird neighbours. What is going on next door? Have you maybe had a peek through the window?
Yeah, I challenge you guys at home, everybody that's listening to the radio now, convince us that you have a weirder or more annoying neighbour than someone that practices opera at 6 a.m. That is a challenge.
If you're on Twitter, you can tweet us with your story, #WeirdNeighbours, or text us on 81199. I will look forward to some of your stories after this.
Yeah, I feel like a bit of a troll playing this next song that is mine, especially after Zayn's show, but I think it's important to transition the kinds of music that get played between our two shows.
Yeah.
So, here we have Britney Spears with Toxic. Or Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Dan and Phil on BBC Radio 1.
So that was Hit Me Baby One More Time, which was not my choice. But I should explain to all the people that don't know, because they're not our core audience, Phil.
No.
If you're wondering how this show works, it's all happening live on camera with features that you can watch on the Radio 1 website. So we actually play music videos that are sometimes homemade music videos made by you guys that have actually been sent into our show. And even though this is probably the most technically ambitious radio show ever created on Radio 1, which is certainly, we've got funding and it's good. We play everything out of DVDs. So imagine playing a radio show with a DVD player. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
So futuristic.
So futuristic. But anyway, back to the weird neighbours. We asked you guys to tell us if you have weird or annoying neighbours to compete with Phil's opera singer that was practicing at 6 a.m.
We've had some good tweets. Laurie said, my neighbour's hoovered 10 times today. What is going on?
Obviously trying to cover up a murder. That's the only explanation.
What, a murder with sand?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Hannah said, my neighbour lawn mows her concrete driveway.
What?
That's weird.
Maybe there's just a few weeds and they're that lazy.
Or maybe they're really angry at the ants.
Wow, that's quite sadistic. Nice angle you went for there.
Sierra said, my neighbour rakes the leaves off the trees if they're not falling down fast enough in autumn.
You can't do that to nature. It has to take its time. You can't just make autumn happen.
Everyone's trying to make autumn happen this week.
They're so busy, aren't they? Tell them about your tweet earlier.
I found out that summer does not end until the 22nd of September, so you can all put your pumpkin spice lattes down.
Slap them out of your hand. No, not allowed to get autumn festive yet. Indian summer still happening in England. Cling on to it.
Enjoy the sun. And Sexual Penguin,
nice Twitter name,
said, my neighbours are nudists. That's all it says.
That's it.
I don't think
Plain
we should say that's weird. I don't think we should judge nudists.
No, but how would that affect your life more or less than an opera singer practice?
I suppose if you've just woken up in the morning, you look out into the garden, you see nudists.
Some fresh Adam and Eve realness happening.
It's going to be a bit startling.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. And if you want to send in some more, we're asking people to tweet #WeirdNeighbours, so keep those coming in and we'll read more out. But now, we figure, with this new show, a lot of people listening won't have a clue who these big internet stars are or why anybody should care about them, including me and you, Phil. So we have come up with a game to help you guys get to know the YouTubers.
This is not a game, Dan. This is serious business.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
This is a series of relevant and possibly difficult questions designed to help you get to know them that have to be answered as quickly as possible, that we are calling intense views.
Wow.
Did you see what we did there? Intense views. To give you an idea of what these are going to be, we actually did them ourselves and we're going to play mine right now. So if you're not already, bbc.co.uk/Radio 1, here is my intense view. Okay, so we didn't have access to the nice looking area that the other YouTubers' intense views are going to be filmed in, so we have just decided to film these first ones under this particularly dramatic light in our hallway.
It's pretty intimidating.
It is. Proper BBC production values, though. I feel like one with Doctor Who.
Me too. You ready?
Internet name. Dan is not on fire.
Real name.
Daniel. Real name backwards. Leonard.
Favorite animal.
Alpaca. Impression of that animal. Mating.
What is the opposite of your greatest fear?
Oh, wow. A sunny area of deforestation. What would you be doing with your life if the internet didn't exist? Probably just crying in a corner of a room somewhere, rocking backwards and forwards.
Make a noise that describes your channel.
Would you eat PewDiePie if it gave you all of his subscribers? It'd be quite hard to digest, but I would go that far, yeah.
Would you rather save a friend from falling down the stairs or film it?
Film it? What is the one thing you'd never vlog? Me on the toilet? I don't know.
Invent a challenge tag that wouldn't be allowed on YouTube.
The throwing your grandparents out of a helicopter tag. What will your last ever video be about? It will probably be me explaining to the world that I have created a paradox by dividing by 0 on a calculator, I think.
And finally, to save the world, you have to kill Dan or Phil. Who will it be?
No offense. I'm gonna go with Phil. Intense.
Oh, thanks, Dan.
No, well, come on. Why would, that's a tough question to answer.
You better drown me in chocolate, at least.
Okay, is that how you want to go?
Yeah.
Although, time-wise, I think that was decent. Tough questions. I answered them quite quickly, in my opinion.
We're going to be playing mine out later, so see if I beat you. Also, I've got my next song lined up.
What do you want to play, Phil?
It's another song that's not... It's not really ironic. I just love this song and I sing it in the shower.
Really, nothing ironic about it. What do you want us to play?
Shakira, Hips Don't Lie.
Nice.
Shakira, Shakira, hips don't lie. Hope you enjoyed that choice by me.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter again looking at more people's weird neighbour stories. Holly May said that my old neighbour's children used to just randomly come into their house and one of them went through my mum's purse.
That's weird.
Who let them in? Why would you invite strange children inside the house and complain about them?
Lock your door, Holly May.
Someone called The Has has a neighbour whose Wi-Fi name is I touch cats in naughty places.
Also, shout out to Wonka Vision as well.
Wow, strong name. Not so much on the BT Wi-Fi.
No.
That's less inventive. And Maggie said, my neighbours put up Christmas decorations in early November. Unacceptable freaks,
You can't
to be
even
honest.
say the C word yet. I don't know what they're playing at.
That's even worse than the 9 p.m. thing.
Okay.
Totally.
So you're going to get to know this voice a little better now, as it's time for my intensive view. Before that, Dan, what was with your alpaca mating noise? What was that?
They kind of grunt and spit. That's the only two things alpacas do.
Okay.
Don't question me. How did yours go?
Well, the nerves got to me. If you have a listen,
Did
you'll hear
they?
the nerves getting to me. But if it's a competition about speed...
Oh, wait, no spoilers. No spoilers.
Okay, here's my intensive view.
Internet name.
Amazing Phil. Real name. Phil.
Real name backwards.
Leap. Favorite animal. Lion.
Impression of that animal. Mating.
What is the opposite of your greatest fear? Not a horse.
What would you be doing with your life if the internet didn't exist?
I would be a weatherman, according to Phil, as a 6-year-old. Make a noise that describes your channel.
Would you eat PewDiePie if it gave you all of his subscribers?
Yes. Would you rather save a friend from falling down the stairs or film it? Ooh, I'd save my friend.
What is the one thing you'd never vlog?
Having a poo. Invent a challenge tag that wouldn't be allowed on YouTube. Burning shops.
What will your last ever video be about?
I'd probably be vlogging and then fall down the stairs. That's how I got this bruise. And finally, to save the world, you have to kill Dan or Phil. Who will it be? Obviously Dan.
Intensity. I'm not mad. It's understandable. Although the burning shops tag.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Creative.
I'm sorry.
How did you survive actually being on the weakest link, and yet that made you nervous?
I don't know. You
Really,
must
Phil?
be more intimidating than Anne Robinson.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's quite impressive.
Well, we're going to be forcing more YouTubers to do intense views, and I'm going to make a leaderboard
Yes.
for the next show, so you'll be able to see how everyone's doing and how fast they are.
And you would be on top.
Of course.
Out of two people, though, so that's not that impressive. Oh, musically, I think we need to bring it back slightly after the Britney and Shakira back-to-back. So what's your choice, Phil?
Well, Dan, here's one of my favourite songs from the first band I ever saw live, if you ignore Cher.
Oh, you were doing so well until you said Cher, Phil. Oh, dear.
It's Muse. It's old Muse. I listened to it a lot in my emo MySpace days. I even did the topless lip sync, which
Really?
thankfully has been deleted forever from the internet. Here is Muscle Museum. It was Muse, Muscle Museum. Went on Wikipedia. Apparently that song is about what human life will be like when no one has bodies anymore.
Really? Oh, that's so Matt Bellamy, isn't it?
It is.
Who would make a song about that? Nice choice. You're listening to Dan and Phil on Radio 1.
We've got some more weird neighbours. Chelsea in Manchester said, my neighbours love to play Gangnam Style at 3 a.m. and then dance down the street.
No, not still. Come on.
It's
It was
kind
just a text from 2012. Sorry, no, continue.
It's kind of a good song again now. Now it's
Is
not in
it?
my system anymore.
It's
I
gone
like it
past the
again.
annoying thing where you can look back and go, oh, Gangnam Style.
Yep.
That was a good time.
And You're a Wizard, Fran, said, my neighbours hate Christmas.
Oh no, Grinch neighbours or people that celebrate it too early, what is worse?
They should meet the neighbours that celebrate it in November and just have a war and film it.
That sounds like a movie, Phil. Please submit that to some producers somewhere. Although,
watch it.
speaking of your opera singer incident, I was speaking to my parents the other day, and they were telling me that the neighbours that they live next to have decided to just build a treehouse in their garden, which I'm not sure is something that you're allowed to do, just construct a treehouse in your own tree.
I'd let it happen.
But they recently finished building it, and apparently it looks directly into my parents' bedroom.
Oh.
So the other day, my mum woke up, looked out the window, and there were just two little girls just staring at her in bed. And she was like, how long have they been there for?
That is so creepy.
Is that, like, invasive or just disturbing in a Shining kind of way?
If they're twin girls, then you should move house.
In a come play with us kind of, yeah, I think they're going to move now.
Yeah, we'll keep those coming in with hashtag weird neighbours.
And we will read out some more. However...
Get to bbc.co.uk/Radio 1 now to watch the Dan and Phil show on Radio 1.
Unfortunately, me and Phil with this new show, whilst we get to pick a few songs, we don't get to pick them all. I like Dynamite, but I didn't pick it. It just reminds me of nights out in Reading.
Are you okay, Dan?
Not the most glamorous memories. No, I'll recover. It's fine.
Unwanted flashbacks. Now, it's time for the part of the show where we find the weirdest news stories from the internet that you would never hear on a self-respecting news station.
Oh, no.
This is the Internet News.
This is the Internet News.
Authorities in Japan have issued a warning to citizens to stockpile toilet paper because nearly half of the supply comes from the country's most earthquake-prone regions.
Wow, who thought that through?
Government officials warned that in the wake of a natural disaster, the country could have a nationwide toilet paper shortage for about a month.
That is kind of incredible. I mean, when you go through all the generic disaster scenarios in your head, like, oh my word, there's no more water left, there's no more food, you don't imagine a post-apocalyptic society where there's no toilet paper.
No, that'd be the worst.
Would everyone just have to use kitchen roll for a while? That's horrifying. We've all been there, haven't we?
We have. I went camping and I used leaves and receipts.
How was that experience?
Well, I couldn't return those sausages to Tesco afterwards.
This is disgusting. Let's move on.
Internet News.
A lion named Serga, who was rescued from certain death by a conservationist, has been reunited with the person that rescued her. The lion, who weighs over 100 pounds, is shown being overjoyed when she is reunited with the person that found her when she was driven out of her pride.
I'm going to cry.
I mean, this is one of those things where you go, oh, I want a giant lion or grizzly bear. No, it'll eat your face.
Imagine...
It doesn't matter. You know, you did not save it as a child. You have no emotional attachment to it. It'll just eat your face. It doesn't matter if you give it whiskers. It'll eat your face.
Imagine having a pet lion, though. Bring your pet to school day would be the best.
Phil, it would eat your face, and you know it.
Internet News.
The Internet News.
Did you ever have Sheep Day at your school, where they brought loads of sheep into your school?
Oh, God, here we go.
Or
Okay,
is that a northern thing?
People that don't listen to the show on a Sunday, Phil grew up in a northern town, and yeah, they had certain traditions, and I'm really not sure whether Phil is lying about many of these things.
No, it's true.
Okay,
we didn't have them fancy computers, we had the sheep. Anyway, they brought the sheep into the school and you could stroke them and learn how they make wool, but then there was a kid that was allergic to sheep and they had to take him away with a duvet over his head.
Oh no,
yeah.
That sounds kind of traumatic.
It was an emotional ending to Sheep Day.
Thank you all for telling us that. So, I hope you all enjoyed your first internet news if you're a new listener, but now I get to play one of my favourite songs from recent months, which is courtesy of Alt J, whilst I will definitely mourn the loss of their bassist. Do you remember him?
He was so cool.
We bonded with him in a golf cart in Derry, and we made him do an interview. I think he hated us. He definitely hated us, didn't he?
Yes.
But they made a very good song without him. This is Alt J with Hunger of the Pine.
Something I didn't tell you, Dan, is I'm pregnant with an email baby.
Please explain.
Someone signed me up to a newsletter about being pregnant. Okay. Apparently, I'm 15 weeks pregnant and my baby is the size of an apple.
How can they say that?
I don't know.
Did they suggest that you conceived at a certain date and now you're getting regular baby updates?
Yeah,
That's kind of hilarious.
I'll keep you updated on my baby. Apparently it's 4 inches long and its eyes are fused shut.
Oh, nice.
And I should check if my discharge is normal.
Please don't tell us more about that.
I'm not going to take that quiz.
Okay, that's fine.
Now, as you get that image out of your head, here's some Lord. We're going to do something live for the first time now.
What is this, Phil?
It's something I created. I put it on YouTube, and now there's 280,000 versions of it.
I was thinking of this. What we're about to do is the biggest impression that you've left on the universe, isn't it, technically? When you die, this will be your legacy, those 238,000 videos on the internet.
It's my legacy. What
are we doing?
The 7-second challenge. The 7-second challenge.
What was that?
That was my intro that I made for it.
Why did it sound like that?
Because it was 7 seconds long.
It was just you saying the 7-second challenge. Okay, yeah. That's fine. So please explain to everybody what we're about to do.
It's very simple. We've got to challenge each other to do things in 7 seconds.
We've got to do something in 7 seconds. Yep. Sounds riveting.
I've written down a list for you. Okay. And then if you get it wrong, you're out.
Sudden death?
Yep.
Okay, that's a lot of pressure.
And then the winner gets to choose a song you wouldn't normally hear on Radio 1.
Oh, stakes. I like stakes. So we're going to choose some songs. I'm going with Evanescence as my choice if I win, because I figured people could do with some nostalgia. You know, send me back to when I was 11. Good times.
I've chosen the Pokemon theme.
Oh, No! You went... Oh, my God, you've gone there.
It's close to my heart.
Oh, I didn't know that we could go that far. I will remember that next time.
Okay, enough chat. Let's play the game.
Okay, Phil.
Dan,
Yeah?
you're going first.
Okay.
Make the noise of 3 marine animals. That was 3. That was 3.
That was 3.
Yeah.
I did it. Yeah. Oh my God, that was hard.
I think I heard a dolphin, a seal, and a walrus.
And a whale.
Okay,
Ooh,
I got it.
ooh.
Right, mine.
Dory, Phil. Okay. I would like you to name the 7 colours of the rainbow in an Irish accent.
Oh no. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and indigo, and violet.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yes.
my word. Okay. This is getting tense.
Okay.
Jeez.
Sorry, everyone in Ireland. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, now, Dan, invent a word and define it.
Can flop. When someone asks you if you can fall over and you go, yes, I can flop. That was good. I don't know what that was, but I get a ding. Okay. Phil,
Yeah.
name the 9 orifices in your body.
What? Nose, ear, bum, belly button, eyes.
Oh,
That's
no,
nice.
Phil. It
That
was your
was
2
too hard.
nostrils, your 2 eye holes, your 2 ears, your mouth, and then your front and your back. Oh, no.
Front and back.
Oh, no, Phil. Phil, you lose. You lose the game you made. No Pokemon for you.
Stop it.
Okay.
Do male nipples have holes in or not?
I don't know. I got this off Yahoo Answers, so
Okay.
it's probably a lie. Either way, you definitely did not name all of the orifices that you have. And that means that I get to play my song, which is Bring Me to Life Evanescence. Enjoy, everyone.
A tweet from...
Dan and Phil.
Rude.
On
Sorry.
BBC Radio 1.
Can't
Didn't
interrupt
want
your
to
own jingle.
Interrupt the lady. Anyway, it says, there's a lady who breeds pigeons next door and I wake up to bird sex noises every morning.
Wow, that's quite horrifying.
From Shush, I'm a fangirl.
I think that person beats your opera singer, so thank you to everybody that's telling us about your weird neighbours.
They were good.
I'm convinced. If you want to see the highlights from this video, as well as the other stuff, then make sure you check out the Radio 1 YouTube channel. And remember that there are YouTubers, including Zoella, Tyler Oakley, Jack and Dean, Choice of Anne, Sprinkle of Glitter, Thatcher Joe, and of course Tom Scar coming up next week, who will be doing his very own challenge where we're going to make him read a generic radio link whilst eating really sour sweets. So good luck with that, Tom Scar. Make sure you stick around because Hugh Stevens will be coming up next. But now for my final song, as we have the opportunity to play music videos, I thought we could go out with Bound to by Kanye.
Good choice.
But the Seth Rogen and James Franco version. Oh yes, so a visual treat for everybody who is watching on the website. Here is Kanye West with Bound to. You have been listening to Dan and Phil on Radio 1. Hugh Stevens is coming up next, but first we go to the latest headlines from Newsbeat with Kat Collins.